Good afternoon, Sheer Sense. I made sure to say good afternoon because I'm pretty sure it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon where you are, and it is 10 a.m. in the morning where I am over in Ontario, Canada. My name is Tracey Zimmer. I am a Ruby Crown Princess. I've been with Senegence actually just over 6 years. My Seniversary was yesterday, so I've been with Senegence for 6 years. As of yesterday, I am really excited to be here with you today, and I'm here to talk to you about new customer acquisition. So for me, as a leader, I lead about 300 people. I have about 300 people on my team. The number one question I get from them is, how can I get new customers? How can I grow my Facebook group? How can I get new eyes on my products? Where do I find people to offer the opportunity to? Who can be my next hostess? This is a question that I get over and over and over. Good morning, good afternoon, Janice. Over and over and over again is, where can I find these people? And the thing is if you're not bringing in new customers into your business is going to get very stale. Same with your team. If you're not continuously bringing new people onto your team is going to start to get stale. And what I mean by that is, you can only, when it comes to your customer base, you can only ask people to host a party, to buy your product, to join your team so many times before they're like, stop asking me. I own every product. I've been a hostess for you 5 times. I don't want to join your team. So we need to be continuously finding those people that we can, have these conversations with. And the same thing with your team. I don't know if you've noticed, but when you have new people joining your team, it brings this excitement and this energy to the team. And you see, it kind of is like a ripple effect. Their excitement brings excitement to the team as well. And everyone all of a sudden is more excited and working harder. And same with your customer base. If you get an influx of new customers into your Facebook group, it kind of is a trickle effect. They're commenting on all the things because they've never seen the products before, right? You might have veteran customers who have been in your Facebook group for a couple of years. They've seen you do the wow test. They've seen the tinted moisturizer. They've seen all of the things. But for these new people, they're excited. They're commenting. They're asking questions. And it kind of gives your group that energy and excitement and boost. So for me, my experience is that I run my business online. So the training you're going to get from me is going to be an online based training. There is no right or wrong way to build your business. The beauty of network marketing and direct sales is that you get to choose what works best for you. So if you're building your business online, that's phenomenal. If you're building your business in person, that's phenomenal. And if you're doing a hybrid of the two, that's also phenomenal. But I would love to hear in the comments how you build your business. Are you an online-based business? Do you primarily do in-person, or do you do a bit of a blend? I honestly am pretty much 99% online. So that is my experience. So that's, kind of limits me on how I can train you. But that is, that's kind of how I built my business, and I do about $100,000 a year in personal sales as a perspective for you guys. You kind of understand where I'm coming from. So when we are looking at our business and I kind of ran into this. I'm really glad I was asked to train on this topic, because in the fall, I started to see this decline in my business. So I saw a decline in the number of people I was signing up. I saw a decline in my customer base. I saw a decline in my sales. I saw a huge decline in new customers. And what I did at first was I played the blame game. I said, well, you know what? It's been a great 5.5 years, but I think that maybe my business has reached its peak. Maybe this is all there is. I said, well, the pandemic is over and a lot of people have gone back to the workforce and they're not on their computers or their phones as much, so they're not seeing my content. I said, oh, we might be moving into a recession and people are trying to save their money, so they're not spending as much anymore. So this is just how it is. And I sat in that for a little bit, probably longer than I should. And then one day I woke up and I said, listen, Tracey, no one's coming to save you. No one's coming to save your business. So you're going to have to think about, what do you want? Do you want this to be the end of the road for your business? And not that it was the end of the road, but my sales were drastically smaller than they once were. And I felt like it was the same 5-10 people who were commenting on my posts, who were ordering products. I felt like I had, literally at one point I said, I don't know one person in the entire world that I could ask to join my team, because I've asked everyone. And I think this is a common thing when you're deep into your business, when you're like me and you've been in it for 3, 4, 5 years, you feel like you've exhausted all options. And then I said to myself, because you have to ask yourself, what is fact? And what are the things that I'm telling myself to keep myself stuck? Because I don't want to do the hard work, or I don't want to think outside the box, or I don't want to try something that might be a little bit scary. And I said, okay, is this fact or fiction that I've asked everyone in the world to join my team and I've exhausted every customer that there is? That is not true. I build my business on the internet. There are millions, billions of people on the internet, even in my own city, in my own province, in my own country. There are hundreds of thousands of people who have never tried lip sense, never heard of Senegence, who are looking for a business opportunity, who are looking for makeup, waiting for me to find them. I haven't asked everyone. I have hardly asked anyone. So I said to myself, okay, we're going to have to make a change. So what I did first, and I think if you're someone like me who's been in the business, I would say like 2 years or more, we can kind of fall into this trap where we think, I've done it all. I've seen it all. I've asked them all. I don't know where to go from here. I've exhausted all options. And what I want you to think about is, what did you do on day one in your business? What did you do on day one to get that first customer? And I don't know. Okay. Comment below if you can remember your first customer and what they ordered. My first customer's name was Jessica, and she ordered a Dawn Rising starter collection, a Dawn Rising lip sense, a glossy, and a remover. She was my first customer. She was an old coworker. And I still remember that 6 years later, because I remember that feeling of sheer shock, excitement, happiness that she was looking at the product, and I did a good enough job that she saw me explain it and she wanted to buy it, and she was giving me her money, and I had a sale. And that was like the most, I will never forget that moment. And I will never forget that, what she ordered and who it was. But think back to when you first started. And I think for a lot of us, it's what I call ignorance on fire. And there's a phrase that says, ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. Ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. And what that means is, a lot of people will wait until they know everything before they make a move. They're frozen, they're paralyzed in this space where they say, I have to do it perfectly. I have to know it all before I'll take that first step. But what happens with a lot of us when we first get into Senegence or Sheer Sense, and sorry, I'm calling it Senegence because that's what we call it here in Canada. But when we first get into the business, we're just like, we don't know where to look. We're like, this is so exciting, and everyone's wearing blue, and this lipstick doesn't come off, and people are ranking up, and they're wearing crowns, and oh my gosh, this is so amazing. And you're so excited. You just want to tell everyone, and you want to show everyone, and you're not necessarily overthinking things. And that's what I call ignorance on fire. And ignorance on fire takes you so much further because you remove that fear and that need for perfection. So I remember, like, when and I think a lot of people, like I said, that had been in the business for a while, when I look back at my first selfies, when I look back at my first live videos, I almost can't even look at them because I'm like, this is awful. My lighting is bad. My application is bad. I'm reading off of paper like this, or I'm stuttering over my words. But I sold just as much product, if not more, in those first couple months with that imperfect action than I'm selling now. And it's because I was so excited, and I was so genuinely excited about the product that is infectious to people. When you have something and you think you found this like amazing and incredible thing that you're so excited to share with people, that is infectious. They don't need you to show up prim and polished and perfect. They want you to show up as you are. So think back to the things you did in the beginning that maybe over time you kind of, and I know and I'm speaking from my own experience, you kind of went on autopilot. I kind of went on autopilot the last couple of years where I built up a customer base, I built up a team, and that's not to say I wasn't doing the work, but it was to say that those little extra touches and maybe those little extra pushes I had to do early on to build my business, I felt like I didn't have to do them anymore. And over time, I started to see that decline that I was talking about because I wasn't doing those little extras. So what are some things, if you can go back and maybe sit down and make a list of things you used to do in your business that you don't do anymore? And can you start to bring those things back in? Because that's really going to help just kind of re-energize the business you've already built. And that will help bring in some new people. So for me, some of the things that I did was I would ask people to post in my group. So anytime I sent out an order to someone, when they'd get their order, I would check in with them. How are you liking your order? How do you like that new color? And then I would ask them, I'd love to see a selfie of you in that new color you just bought. And then when they send it to me, I would always say to them, if you feel comfortable, I would absolutely love for you to post that in my group, because the girls would love to see what this color looks like on someone that's not me, right? Because not everyone has my skin tone. So it's so beneficial for my beauty group members to post their pictures with the product so that people can see what it looks like on other people, and other skin tones, and other hair colors, all the things. And people are so flattered that you checked in with them, that you want to see what the product looks like on them. Obviously give them a compliment. It makes them feel good. And then asking them to help you out by posting, it makes them feel like they have a purpose. It makes them feel like they're part of a community. And what will happen is when those people post those selfies, other people in your group are going to comment. And they're going to be like, oh, Louise, you look so beautiful in that blue red. That is your red. You look better than Christina Aguilera. And Louise is going to feel great because she's just now posted this selfie, and all the people in the group are telling her how beautiful she looks. Louise is going to be definitely coming back to check out your group and stay on top of it. But it may also, one, influence other people to post their selfies, and two, it may also encourage them to buy. Now, this isn't necessarily bringing you new customers, but when you can create a really nice, safe space, a community feel, that's a group that's energized, it is going to entice people to add in their friends and family into that group, okay? When you're running a business and your primary, message that you're sending in your group is buy my products, buy my products, buy my products, it's not necessarily the funnest place to be. They're not getting any value. But the community space, I think a lot of people are looking for that sense of connection and community, and to be uplifted and to get compliments. I mean, I've never been complimented more in my life than I have when I've been in this business, right? Girls are so good. I mean, girls are good at tearing each other down, but girls are really good at making you feel good about yourself. So creating that space where people want to be is going to help then get you referrals, okay? So that is one thing, and that's something that I noticed. And that's one thing you'll notice too, is when you start to get new people in your group, like I said, they bring that excitement. And a proof of this is when I kind of, like I was saying earlier, in the fall, I was going through this slump where I was like, oh, my business is stagnant. And I made a huge overhaul of what I was doing to kind of bring that energy back and get those new customers in. And I'll talk to you more about that in a second and the results of that. But when I started to see the new people coming in, when they were getting their products, I wasn't even asking them to post. They were just posting pictures of themselves. They were posting their orders. And what happened was in November, I had an influx of new customers new people come into my group, not necessarily customers, but they ended up becoming customers. And one got their order, and she posted a picture of all the stuff she got in her order. And then the next day, someone else posted a picture of all the stuff they got in their order. And then the next day, 2 more people posted, and I didn't ask any of them, but they all saw, oh, so-and-so, Kaylee just posted her order. I want to feel like I'm part of something. I want to show off the colors I picked. So then Gemma posted her order. And then Maria saw Gemma's order, and she's like, oh, well, I also got an order, so I want to post that. And the next thing I know, my group is full of all these people posting, and people are like, oh my gosh, I want to post my order. I want to buy stuff, and when I get it, I'm going to post my order. And now I have this influx where pretty much once a week, someone's just posting what they bought, and I'm not even asking them. And that's a really cool thing, to have this community space where people feel like they're part of it, and it's partially their space. So they feel comfortable to just go ahead and post without asking if they can, or without being prompted to. So that is one thing that I would say would be great to help kind of get your group energy back up. I think that's a first step. Another thing that I do, that I used to do really well, that I'm starting to implement again, is weekly thank yous and recaps. And this is a great way to make people aware of what you're doing in your business every single week. So what I used to do is every single Sunday, I would do a Sunday thank you shout out post. And depending on, how many orders you get, if you're getting maybe like 1 or 2 orders a week, maybe you want to do this every couple weeks, but you could definitely do it every week. I would do a Sunday recap, and I would post it every Sunday afternoon. And I would tell them what happened in my business that week. So I would say, hey guys, happy Sunday. Like if I was doing it for this coming Sunday, I'd say happy Sunday. I'm so excited to, we had a great week this week. This week we were talking about lip products, and I had a sale on lip scents. This week I also had a hostess party, and one of our customers in this group, Alana, hosted a party this week, and Alana was able to get 30% off her order just for hosting with me. We had a great time. Also this week, I was invited to speak to the amazing distributors at SheerSense. They are a division of Senegence over in the UK, and I had the opportunity to talk to them about new customer acquisition. Another really cool thing that went on in my business this week is I hit Make It to Maiden, which is an incentive program with Senegence for bringing in new people into Senegence, and I have brought in X number of people this year with Senegence. And, on the personal front, this week, my daughter went on a field trip and I got to go with her for the day. I want to thank the following people for their orders this week. Your orders have blessed my family and allowed me to save up for a trip this summer, right? You can kind of get as detailed or as not detailed as you want. And then I would tag all the people who ordered that week. I would tag, if anyone hosted a party for me that week, if anyone joined my business that week, I would tag them. And then I'd post a couple pictures. Usually I'd post a family picture, something I did with my family that week, maybe a selfie. Maybe you could even do the top selling product of the week. So what that's doing is, one, you're letting your customers know that you're a human. You're letting them know, how their business impacts you. You're also passively kind of recruiting and promoting, right? You're saying, oh, if you had a hostess, you're just saying, oh, thanking your hostess, but that might have someone in your customer group be like, oh, Alana hosted a party and she got 30% off? How come I've never done that? Right? Or, oh my gosh, she hit this award for helping all these people start a business. Maybe if I start a business, I would want to do it with her because she obviously knows what she's doing. Oh my gosh, she just tagged 10 people that ordered in a week. She got 10 orders in 1 week. Wow, I could really use that money myself. Maybe I should think about talking to her about her business opportunity because, wow, if I had 10 people ordering for me in a week, that would really help me save up for XYZ. So that's a really good way to kind of passively, using the membership that you already have, kind of get the gears turning for people, okay? Showing my face and going live is another one. So making sure that anytime I can, I am not using stock images. I'm using pictures and videos of myself because I have a philosophy, and we also have to be mindful as business owners. We don't want to be obviously buying it's very hard not to, but we don't want to be buying every single new release unless it's in our budget. And no one should feel like they have to be spending all their money every time a new product comes out. But the more that you can say, okay, this is a great picture of Queen Bee lip scents. I have that color. I'm going to take a quick selfie of myself with that color, and I'm going to swap out the picture of someone else for a picture of me. Because anytime your customer can see you in the product, one, they're in your group, they're buying from you because they like you. Two, I feel like you can't ask someone to buy something that you're not even using. So I want my customers to know that I live, breathe, eat Senegence product. Well, not eat. That's kind of weird. But I live and breathe and use Senegence products. So anytime I can, will go live and demo the product or talk about the product, show the product, and include a selfie of myself. Okay, so I want to give you some little stats. I really had put a focus on new customer acquisition for myself from November pretty much until January. I'm just going to take a quick sip of water. And one thing I actually did, I'm a very visual person. So I took Post-its and I put them on right beside my computer. I put 20, I'm looking at them because they're still there. 25 Post-its on my wall beside my computer. And I set myself a goal that every month I was going to try to pull off all 25 Post-its. Okay. So that was 25 new customers. Did I hit it every month? No, I think 1 month one or two of the months I hit it, 1 month I didn't, but that's fine. That visual, every time I was working on my computer, I would see those Post-its and I would think new customer, new customer, new customer. So for me, one of the ways that I was actually, and I didn't want to train on this because I think Teresa Martin did a really good training on this already on hostess parties, but hostess parties were a great one that helped me build a good new customer base. Online vendor shows were another one. So I was able to get a really large influx of people into my customer group in November and December. And then what happened in January here in Canada, I don't know if it's the same for you guys or not, but in January in Canada, we had a sign-up promotion for new distributors. And in the month of January, I had gone October, I signed up one person. November, I signed up 0 people. December, I signed up 0 people. January, I signed up over 30 people in 1 month to join my team. And that was because I had been able to replenish my customer group over November and over December with new people. So I had people who had never heard about the Senegence opportunity before. So I was actually able, I went, like I said, October, 1 person. November, 0 people. December, 0 people. January, 30 people. 30. So it really showed me that there is a power in bringing those new people in, because when you're talking about things, even when you're talking about LipSense, these people have never seen it before. They're mesmerized. When you're talking about the business opportunity, they've never heard it before. They don't know all the potential that there is with our company. So I can see, and I was saying to my team that I have this excitement. I lost a lot of my excitement for my business. And I have this excitement again because now I have these new customers who are excited about the products and they're asking questions and I'm able to educate them. And I have these new teammates who are excited and they're making money and they're hitting goals. And that has brought a fire and excitement and a joy back to my business. So I really do feel like we are in control of our own businesses. And when we're looking at, for example, like I said, our customer base, and we see our customer base dwindling, when we look at our team and we see maybe our teammates falling off, we can rebuild both of those things. We just have to make the decision that we want to. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, and I don't know how much you can kind of do this, or if you know about this, and I'm sorry if this is something that you're already doing and you know about, but samples are great, and samples are a great way to get the products into the hands of people and to get the products into the hands of new people. So here in Canada, and I can only speak to my experience. I do know you guys do have samples because I did ask before I came on the call. We have a wide variety of samples here in Canada, so I don't know what you have access to, but I don't know. And please tell me in the comments if you've done these before. Have you done a skincare challenge with samples? This is something that we do here in Canada. I do with my team quite a bit. We do probably about 2 a year in a mega setting. And I don't know if you guys also do mega parties. So we do them in mega party settings. We also do them in our own Facebook groups. So how that would work is I would buy some samples. Okay. And this is going to be a little bit of an investment in your pocket. Okay. So I would buy some samples, and you can do this in whatever capacity you want. Okay. So you can do this like full blown, like big sample packs, or you can do this very simply. I would say at minimum, you would want to give people the basic skincare trio sample pack. So the cleanser, the day cream, the night cream, like one of those, and a square of climate control, but you can up that. Sometimes we do these mega parties as a larger team where we'll all go into one Facebook group and we will do like a 5-day skincare challenge where we're challenging our customers to wash their face morning and night. And we're giving them a wider range of samples. So we're giving them 2 of the skincare strips. We're giving them maybe 2 squares of climate control. We're throwing in a facial resurfacer. Okay, that's really good to know. We're throwing in like a facial resurfacer. You could even extend it and throw in like a silk if you have it, a tinted moisturizer if you have it. In Canada, we just got Neotite. I don't know if you have those products there. The Neotite samples and the anti-wrinkle samples. There's a pretty good selection of samples that we have, like I said. So depending on how much you want to invest, you can make it very elaborate. You can make it very small. Okay. I think a great place to start if we're looking to build a customer base would be to run something like this in your current customer group and just do it very simply. I would do a 3-day skincare challenge in your customer group. Give yourself, I would say, at least a couple weeks to kind of get it in motion. So I would, for example, start talking about it today. Let's just use that as an example. And then run it 2 weeks from today. So give yourself some time. Like, don't start promoting it until you have, I don't know what your mail is like, but in Canada, our mail is so slow. So if you have to mail the samples to someone, the nice thing is they're flat. So you can just mail them like with a regular stamp. But our mail in Canada is very slow. So I like to give myself extra time if I do have to pop those in the mail for people. But grab yourself some samples. Maybe you're going to set a goal that you want 10 people participating in this skincare sample event in your customer group. And you can even say something like, I have 10 sample packs that I've created that I'm really excited to give to people. And I'm going to be educating you guys on basic skincare, the importance of a basic skincare routine. I'm going to challenge you to wash your face morning and night. And what you can do with this is if you have Senegence skincare customers already, they can also participate and have them use the full-size products that they have. But I would say I'm looking for 10 people that have never tried our skincare before. And you're going to gift them a strip of the skincare and a climate control square, okay? Now, taking this further, you can do this a couple ways. One, you can say, okay, I would love to gift 10 or 5, let's say 5 sample packs to people who are already in my group. And I would like to gift 5 sample packs to someone you know who would benefit from trying our skincare. Add them to my group and tag them below, and I'm going to mail them a sample pack. Okay, that's a great way to get new people in your group. Even if they don't order the skincare, if they're in your group, they will likely eventually order something. Another way you could do this is posting on your personal page. Okay, I'm looking for 5 people that have never tried our skincare before, or if you want to keep it even more general, I'm doing a skincare challenge. I'm challenging people to wash their face morning and night for 3 days, and I'm looking for 5 people that I can gift a custom skincare sample pack to. Write me in the comments, and I will message you to get your sample pack created. And I like using the word custom skincare because it is custom, right? In Canada, we have normal to dry, normal to oily, and dry. So I'm going to work with them to figure out their skin type, and I'm going to make them a custom skincare pack. So that sounds really exciting to people. It's free, it's custom, it's limited. And that's the thing you need to remember is you really need to use those kind of buzzwords to get that excitement. And if you're doing that on your personal page, every time someone comments me, reply back, I'm so excited for you. I will send you a message. So your post is going to keep getting bumped and bumped and bumped on Facebook. It's going to help your algorithm. And people hate missing out. Women especially hate missing out on things. So if I'm a woman and I see that Julie posts, I'm giving away 5 custom skincare packs to the next 5 people who comment me, and I'm like, I don't know, like I kind of like the skincare I already use. I don't know if I want this, but good for Julie. And I scroll away. But then later in the afternoon, I log on to Facebook and Julie's post is back in my newsfeed because she's got 17 me's on her thing. Now I'm like, oh my God, everyone wants to try the skincare. I was such a fool. I should have commented me. I'm going to comment me and see if she has any left, right? So creating that excitement and that wow factor by being a little bit vague, right? Like I'm running this challenge. I have custom skincare packs for only X number of people. And if you fill all 5 spots and you want to open more, right? Like you make the rules. It's your business. But kind of wording things like that, really great idea. Another way you can do this, and again, this is kind of the way you want to do this is in your customer group, because our goal then is to funnel these people who are not in our customer group. And the way we're funneling them is through a gift of skincare, right? So we're kind of like buttering them up to get them in. But you want to funnel them in because again, even if they don't love the skincare or maybe they're not in a position to buy right away, if they're not in a position to buy, you can offer them a hostess party. You can offer them to sign up and earn money to be able to purchase those products. But we want them in our group because eventually they're going to find something that they want to buy. Or they might save up the money and then they're ready to buy, right? So the goal is to get them in your group because once they're in your group, then you have a captive audience that's going to see all of the things you're doing going forward. So now another thing you can do is a same concept. If you are in I call them community groups. So maybe it's a mom's group on Facebook or it's a neighborhood group. A great way to do this is same thing. You could say, I'm doing a 3-day skincare challenge. I'm looking for 5 people that want a custom skin pack. But the other way you could word this, and I've done this before, is, hi everybody, I am, a local mom in your community. I'm doing some market research on skincare that I sell, and I would love feedback from 5 people. I'm looking for 5 people with different skin types to try out this skincare for 3 days and tell me what you think. There's no obligation to buy anything, but I'm just looking for some feedback to help me kind of understand how this skincare works on different types of different skin types. Now, why I like wording it like that is, I don't know what it's like over there, but here in Canada, and I know in the United States as well, there's a lot of direct sales companies, and people don't want to be sold to. People don't want to be in their mom's group getting sold to all the time, right? It kind of gets their back up, and they get a little bit hesitant, okay? So if you're marketing it like this and saying to them right out the gate, I'm not looking for you to buy anything. I'm looking for you to try my products and give me some honest feedback. I have 5 packs available, and I'm looking for different skin types. Comment me and I'll see like what skin type you are and if I have a spot for you. I did this And I was able to do, I think about 20. I think I got 20 people funneled into my group just from doing that once. I did it in 3 kind of community groups in my area. And what you can do with that, how you're going to get them over to your customer group, okay, is you're going to say, you don't want to just give the packs away, especially to strangers. So what I did was I would say, hey, listen, what I did was I automated all this. So I had copy and paste scripts that I had saved in my phone so that when I had these people messaging, I could just paste the script, because you kind of want to vet them and make sure that they're actually people who are going to be worthy, because you're going to be spending, a couple dollars on these skincare packs. You don't want to just be giving them away to anyone. So when they said, me, I'd message them and say, hi, I'm with this company. Have you ever tried our skincare before? And if they say no, I say, okay, here's a quiz. Let's figure out your skin type. Once I figured out their skin type, I say to them, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to either mail or I'm going to drop off these skincare samples, and I'll just put them in their mailbox or on their porch. And I say the requirements from you are, 1, you're going to join my group, and I'll give them a link to my group. And I'd make them join the group before I drop the samples off. So you're going to join my group. I'm going to tag you in a video on how to use your samples. Okay, so that's the really key thing, is you're gonna make a video in your customer group of how to use those samples, because they need a reason to join your group. You're not just gonna say, well, if I give you the samples, I want you to join my group. No, you need to make it sound like there's a legitimate reason why they need to be in your beauty group. So you say to them, I'm gonna tag you in a video that shows you how to use these samples. And all I ask is that you join the group. I'll tag you in the video. I'll drop off your samples. I'll give you a week to try them, or 2 weeks, or whatever timeline you want to give them. And all I ask is that you give me your honest feedback when you're done. Okay? If they say yes to all these things, you make them the sample pack, you give them the samples. Okay? So now, whether or not, obviously you want them to use the samples and give you feedback, but you've got them in your group. So again, now they're seeing all your content, and they may become your next customer, your next hostess, your next downline. So what you're going to do is, after they've tried the skincare, if they give you positive feedback, I always say to them, thank you so much for your feedback. As a thank you, I would love to give you a 10% off coupon or a $5 coupon for the month of March to, buy any of the skincare if you did like it, or to use on something else if you'd so choose. And most of those people will end up actually buying something. So you usually end up making back that investment of your samples at the end of it. Okay. And now you've, again, reached a new audience that you haven't reached before. One that I'm actually thinking of trying, when I was brainstorming for this video, I'm actually thinking of trying this, in April, is, do you guys have the tinted moisturizer samples? We have the tinted moisturizer samples here. We've had them for a while. Is I'm thinking of doing a goal for myself of 50 new people trying tinted moisturizer this year by the end of 2023. And you could do this in a couple ways. You could do this by town. You could do this by, by area. Like you could say, I have a goal, like in Canada, we have provinces, or I could do cities. Like I could say, I have a goal for 2023 that I want 50 people in 50 different cities across Canada to try tinted moisturizer. Okay. And maybe I'm going to post this in my customer group, or I'm going to post this on my personal page, or I'm going to post this on my Instagram. I'm going to say, who do you know in different cities? Can you tag them? And I'm going to send them a free tinted moisturizer and a little extra goodie in the mail for them to try. Okay. And this would be a great way. Can you imagine if you had 50 new people trying tinted moisturizer? I think our samples are like, I want to say $1.25 for 3. So, with the sample and the stamp, and maybe if you include as a free gift, like a scrunchie from Amazon, or I don't know, like a candy or a sticker or a bonus sample, right? Or something like that. Or you don't have to do the bonus, but can you imagine 50 new people? And again, what you'd want to do is, have a reason for them to go in your customer group. So maybe when you, now I'm thinking about this because I want to do this for myself and I haven't fully thought it out, but maybe when you mail them the sample, you give them instructions and you say, join my customer group. I'm going to tag you in a video on tinted moisturizer. And if you watch to the end of the video, there's like a bonus for you. And maybe the bonus is they get a $5 off coupon if they buy it or something, right? Again, you need to have a reason to funnel them into your group. Can you imagine that's 50 new people, 50 potential new customers, 50 potential people in your group. Another thing you could do is when you have someone that wants the tinted moisturizer, like say, for example, I post this on my personal page and Elaine comments and Elaine is like, I live in, I don't know, Toronto, Ontario. And I message Elaine and say, oh my gosh, I'm doing 50 cities. I don't have anyone in Toronto. But you know what, Elaine, what I would love to do is, do you have a friend or a mom or a sister who you see that I could throw in an extra sample? Because I would love for them to try it too. It's going to cost you the same amount for the stamp. And you just throw in an extra sample. So you could essentially double this. If you asked everyone who wanted a sample, if they knew one person, if they had a mom, a sister, a friend, a coworker that you could also give a sample to. And the great thing about the tinted moisturizer is it's very forgiving in the shade matching department. So it's very easy to color match. I know for me, my customers tend to fall into the same like 2 colors 95% of the time. So that's a really, really cool way. Again, thinking outside of the box to funnel people into your customer group, and at the same time, not just funnel them in, but now they've tried one of the products, and if they love it, you may also have a new customer. So those are some ideas I have. If you have any ideas, I'm continuously looking for ways to grow my customer base, because I have seen the value in it and the way it's helped me to continue to generate sales, find hostesses, and find new signups. So I would love to hear your ideas if you have any yourself. But that's kind of where I'm at right now, and some of the things that I've used and will be using to continue to build my customer base. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling tired and your business needs a bit of a jump, a bit of excitement, new customer acquisition really is going to do that. It's really going to help you see those results. And what I want you to remember is what you do will pay you in 90 days. Okay. What I did in October and November really showed up for me in January. And what I did in January when I signed up all those people is starting to show now. Now I'm seeing my commissions checks growing. I'm seeing people hitting milestones. I'm seeing people kind of now become more self-sufficient in a groove, also starting to recruit, also starting to build their customer base, also starting to do parties and find hostesses and build their own businesses. So don't think that if you start to do something and you don't see the results right away, don't stop. Okay. Remember that I told you 90 days, give it 90 days and you will start to reap those rewards. And if you can get into the habit of every 90 days picking something, like maybe you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try the skincare thing this month. And then a couple months from now, I'm going to try the tinted moisturizer, or a couple months from now, I'm going to try online vendor shows or hostess parties. You don't have to do it all at once, but if you can try to every couple months or every month, try something new in your business, it's going to keep things fresh and exciting and growing. So thank you so much for having me. It's always a joy to be here and to share, what I know. I could talk about this stuff all day long. And you guys are always so awesome. You're always so engaged. And I love hanging out with you guys. So I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. And thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you watched the whole thing, I really appreciate you investing some of your time to spend with me and investing in your business. I'm super proud of you for taking the time to sit down and learn something new. And now what I want you to do, your homework, is to pick one thing and commit to it and try it. Okay, because it's one thing to watch the trainings. I'm so guilty of watching all the trainings, writing all the notes, and then closing my notebook and putting it in a drawer and never doing anything. Remember, ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. Imperfect action. Go do it. Go make some sales. Go find some new customers and have a fabulous day. Bye, guys.